I was brought to the limits of my energetic resources, I injured myself, and I saw one of the most magical places that I saw in my life. This is one of the most dangerous and most beautiful places that I experienced in Thailand. When somebody tells you you need to climb to get somewhere, believe them that it's real climbing. They really mean climbing. That's one of my lessons that I learned at Riley Beach in Ao Nang, Thailand, known for one of the most beautiful beaches in Thailand and this secret lagoon in the middle of the rocks. Climb with me into this mysterious lagoon that is hidden in one of the high rocks on the beaches. I promise you, this place is special. Every time I passed the entrance to the hike, there was always a group of people standing right in front of it, observing all the people who are brave enough to climb up there. It's dangerous, definitely. In Europe, this kind of climb would never be allowed for public use. Also in Thailand, there was a sign that it can be dangerous, but you could still climb up. On the other hand, it was definitely a real adventure. Climbing through stone holes, holding yourself on a rope with all of your body weight, swimming in green-blue lagoon water where you could not see the ground, and admiring the miracles of Thailand's nature. When I was a child, there have been a TV series called H2O, like the formula of water, in which 3 girls jumped into a lagoon in the moonlight and then transformed into mermaids. The place I want to take you to reminds me very much of this magical lagoon from the series. I started this trip with a group from my hostel, including 2 girls, me and a boy who has already been there years ago. So he was kind of our guide. As you see, the way up was almost only climbing up a wall. The good thing was that it wasn't flat at all. There have been a lot of possibilities to hold yourself. To document this for the world. That's my last video now. No, I'm joking. However, sometimes the stones were very slippery, so that you had to be extra careful at all times. And people were behind me, so I needed to consider this also and be extra safe, not to hurt anybody, but also that people from the top don't fall on me. The first part of the hike led us to an amazing viewpoint where you could enjoy a view all over Ao Nang. I love that it's so green in Thailand, so many palm trees, a paradise. And then we went a little higher before starting our descent to the lagoon. First we needed to go up all the way, all the mountain, where the viewpoint was, and then you need to get down again to the lagoon. It was crazy to see that in one part of the hike we walked through a little jungle with a massive tree that was at least 30 meters tall. I wonder how old this tree was. And there was so much space in this little jungle right on top of the huge rock. On the last part of the descent, our group divided into 2 because the 2 girls were too scared to continue and decided to wait for us in the jungle part. The boy and me continued our hike down. I was a little scared too. I was not like, oh, I can do it, it's so easy. I was very scared. And I was already a little exhausted after the climb in the morning. For everybody who didn't watch my other video, I went to a climb in the same day on the morning. Yes, but my wish to see the lagoon was much stronger than my fear and maybe my lack of power. So we continued. Finally, we arrived at the lagoon and I was amazed by the light blue color of the water and the cliffs and rocks that surrounded it, as if someone had drilled a hole into the rocks and just poured water into it. And the other magical thing was the red sand. I don't know how to call this material or substance, if it was sand or something else, but I loved the contrast of the light blue water and the red sand. I don't know, it felt like in a movie where somebody just photoshopped these colors, but these colors were real. And of course, if you know me a little bit already, I needed to swim in the lagoon. It was not easy to get into the water because the bottom was covered with stones that were very sharp. Somehow I made my way into the water, and it was a little muddy but very, very warm. Like you're swimming in your bathtub at home, but you cannot see the ground, and this was very, very scary because you don't know if there is something swimming under you, any animals, if they're dangerous or not. You just needed to trust it. After swimming, I sat down on one of the stones and I was just relieved that we made all the way down to the lagoon. Life is so crazy, and I mean it in a good way. There are so many wonders that nature just built in thousands of years. I actually don't need to watch a movie. I can just sit down in this lagoon and observe this wonder of life. And the second channel on my nature TV would be the beach. After absorbing all of this wonderful place, I could stay there for a few more hours for sure, but we needed to get ready for the way back because the sun was going down. It was already hard in daylight, so in darkness, I don't know if I would survive or turn into a monster. So I went outside the water and I wanted to dry myself and then saw that blood was running down my foot. Apparently, I cut myself with one of the stones while swimming in the water. I was a little afraid that dirt might get into my wound. I washed it with the water of the lagoon. I know it's not very clean, but I didn't have something else. And then we started our ascent. Climbing up was surprisingly much easier than going down, because we knew the way, I knew where to put my hands, my feet, I knew what to expect. And arriving back at the streets, monkeys welcomed us. Yes, there were monkeys sitting on the wall. They are walking freely all over Riley Beach and they're pretty relaxed. The only dangerous thing is that when you stand under a coconut tree and the monkey is sitting on the tree and eating that coconut, that it might fall on your head. And coconuts are very heavy, so don't underestimate this risk. Okay, so we arrived in the end, exhausted, a little dirty, but definitely happy that we completed the hike. As you know me, I took a papaya salad from the walking street. Papaya salad is my favorite food, and in every time of the day, for me it's the perfect food because it's so fresh, it gives you so many minerals, and it doesn't give you this heavy feeling after eating so much. I was flooded with endorphins to have experienced so much on this one day. Like, there are days in our lives where the day just passes and we don't even realize what we did on this day. And then there are days that feel like forever, like a week, a month, full of experiences. I did the lagoon in the afternoon and my climb on the rocks at the beach in the first half of the day. I made another video about my earlier rock climb on the beach. Definitely check it out, how I managed it to get up. Thanks for watching this video until this moment. It really means a lot to me that you follow me through my travels and that I can share so many places and feelings and challenges with you. If you liked this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. In this way, you would help me a lot in producing more videos for you. And please, I love to hear from you in the comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye, yours, Judith.